Hi everyone! This is an easy to follow tutorial for how to sew and tie point shoes for all beginners. All you really need is a needle, thread of any kind, preferably a light color like white, pink, or beige, your elastics, and your ribbons. To start, you're going to prepare everything. First, take your elastic and fold it in half. Then you're going to take scissors and cut. Now you should have 2 elastics of the same length. You're going to repeat the same exact process for the ribbons, except this time you're going to cut 4 long pieces. Before you begin sewing, you're going to make some marks in your point shoes. You can do this with a pen or pencil. First, to mark the ribbons, you're going to fold the heel of the shoe down. Then, you're going to mark where the shoe folds down to. That's where you'll be sewing the ribbons to. Next, flip the heel of the shoe inside out, so that the inside is showing. Make a mark right outside of the seam, like so, as that is where you'll be sewing your elastics. One last thing before you begin sewing is that you'll want to take a lighter and slightly burn the ends of your ribbons like so. This will make sure that your ribbons and elastics don't fray after cutting. Now we can begin sewing. First, you're going to roll out your thread a little and cut it to your desired length. Then, you're going to slide the thread through the eye of the needle. You're going to fold the thread in half and then tie a knot at the end to secure it. You should make sure that you tie a few knots to make sure that it's super secure and does not come undone. Make sure that the shiny side of the ribbon is facing outwards. And to sew your ribbons, you're going to fold a little bit of the end in and place it right where you made your mark. To begin sewing, you're going to thread the needle through the shoe and the ribbon and pull all the way through. Now, you just have to repeat the process all the way around the ribbon so that you create a sort of box shape. When you finish sewing, make another knot at the end and cut off your excess thread. It should look something like this. Then, you're going to repeat the same exact process for your other ribbon on the other side of the shoe. Once again, your ribbon should look something like this when you're done. Next, you're going to sew your elastic. Flip the heel of the shoe inside out so that you can see the marks you made, thread your needle the same way, and the sewing is the exact same. Thread the needle through the shoe and elastic and make a box as you sew. Once again, your sewing should resemble a box shape. Once you have sewn one end of the elastic, have your dancer put the shoe on and mark where the elastic meets the top of the shoe. Then, you're going to cut about 1 to 2 centimeters below where you marked the line. Now, you can repeat the sewing process for the other side of the elastic. And when you are done, you should have a loop. This is what one completed shoe should look like. Now, repeat for the other shoe and you're done. To tie the point shoe, you're going to slip it onto your foot. Take the inside ribbon and cross it over to the outside. Then, continue wrapping your ribbon around your ankle 2 times, ending at the inside of the ankle. Next, take the outside ribbon and cross it over to the inside. Continue wrapping your ribbon around your ankle, but this time only wrap around once, meeting the other ribbon on the inside of the ankle. Tie a double knot and make sure that the ribbons are pulled tight. Here, you should notice that your ribbons are uneven in length. Take scissors and carefully cut these ribbons shorter so that they are at an even length. Then, fold the ribbons and tuck them into the ribbon against the inside of your ankle. Now, your dancer is ready to dance on point. Good luck and see you next time. Bye!